Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to continue to be your daily advocate. If you're new here or you're not subscribed for any reason, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all of you who have been watching and following me for so long. It truly means a lot, and I'm glad that I can be this person.
Nick Burafeta reminds us we have less than 1 day of supply of Ripple. They've got Ripple equity left on our platform. Whether you've been waiting to buy for your first time or to add to your holdings, time is of the essence. Visit linkto.com, linqto.com. I'll also put this at the top of the description. They're one of my sponsors. Okay, but you look, that ship's gonna, in my opinion, that ship is going to sail and be sold before you know it. And people, there's gonna be a day, in my opinion, that people are like, you were able to buy Ripple? You bought Ripple stock back then? Are you kidding me? That's what I think is gonna happen. Now, TAIG nailed this, knocked it out of the park. The same people we now know. Now, yesterday, I think, as I've said, and look, I don't want to keep picking on Warren Davidson, but I do have to cover a few things before we leave it behind. Yesterday, Warren Davidson, in my opinion, outed himself as a guy that isn't too fond of Ripple and XRP and what it represents. And what that means is I believe he outed himself as a Bitcoin Ethereum maxi. And it didn't take too long to start looking around to start making affiliations between him and the exact same freaking people that were there and engineered the Ethereum free pass behind closed doors with the SEC. Listen up, here we go.
And I think you were saying some of them were like Fidelity, State Street, A16Z. Can you list some of the others?
Andreessen Horowitz. The people he's naming are the people who met with him and helped to write the Token Taxonomy Act. TAIG found this a little while back.
In small firms, early stage startups like 10XTS, an Ohio company, and Filecoin was there from Consensus, so many of the use cases that you would look at, and big names in the space, but yeah, things like Fidelity, State Street, NASDAQ, sent good representation to be a part of it, and that drew a great piece. So we really went there to listen, not necessarily to say here's exactly what should be done, but the bill that we drafted afterwards became a nonpartisan bill. People across the political spectrum.
Now it's important to note, I'm not saying to you that I believe Warren Davidson was in on this. No, it's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he may not have even known what these people were up to, but these people got the Ethereum and Bitcoin free pass, and ever since then that was to block out and not have a level playing field and block out the rest of the industry. It was responsible for it, that Hinman speech. Now, whether he knew about it, I don't know. But what we have found is that he's hanging out with the same people that did it, okay? All right, now, let me show you the next thing. And John Deaton weighed in on this again, and he says, I'm sure he's replying to this, Warren Davidson and Tom Emmer, we understand it's politics, but will there be a level playing field? And John Deaton says, I'm sure both congressmen are accustomed to dealing with a frustrated public. XRP holders got screwed. Representative Emmer publicly stated XRP is not a security. Under Representative Davidson's bill, XRP would not be considered a security. I remain confident an inquiry into the SEC will be made. And I said, I look forward to that SEC inquiry. So now, look, here's the important thing, folks. Regardless of what Warren Davidson knew about those people, that those were the same people, the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance and all that, regardless of that, he now knows. That's what's important. So what does he do from here? John Deaton has put all the evidence of what's going on into his hands. What does he do now? That's what matters, because that is going to let you know exactly who this congressman is. And here he is again. I missed this when TAIG had put it out. That guy right there, I was pretty sure that's that hat guy from Consensus. This guy, I thought this circle was for this guy, but I don't think it was. This is Ron Selkis. We know who that is. This is the guy I missed, because that, folks, is somebody you might remember. It's Steven Narioff, this guy, okay? I'm not worried about this because I think he may have been just joking. I'm not sure. I said it's not looking good at all because I'm about to remind you who Steven Narioff is. Narioff is the guy in this clip. He's the guy who told the story of how he's the one that created this narrative of Ethereum as crypto fuel, and that they were working with the SEC in 2014 to figure out a way to make this thing not be a security. Watch.
But he said to me, he said the problem is our lawyers are telling us this is an illegal securities offering.
Now, I want you to think about something here. In the Ripple case right now, Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson, their attorneys gave them a letter or gave Chris Larson, I think, a letter basically saying they didn't think it was a security. These guys, and the SEC was trying to scrutinize, or the SEC, if it had been advice that it was a security, Chris Larson and them would be over a barrel. These guys at Ethereum did get advice that Ethereum was a security, and the SEC's doing nothing to them. All right, listen to the rest of this.
It was. So I was charged with trying to figure out a very simple thing. Raise money and not go to prison. Right? Orange is not my best color, by the way. So we were, he held off, these guys are like wolves, right? I mean, the founding team of Ethereum wanted to move. And one of the guys actually even said to me, I don't really care about prison, I'm a Canadian citizen. And I said, can we somehow say that this is...
By the way, we know that both Joseph Lubin and Vitalik Buterin are from Canada. I wonder if it was one of them that said they didn't care about going to prison.
Not a security, it's not a currency, but somehow this is a good, maybe service. Head of the SEC is a gentleman by the name of Joe Brunfest. If anybody's familiar with the SEC, he's probably the most prolific chairman of the SEC of the last 75 years. And sheepishly the next morning said, I said, after our third drink last night, we came up with this concept, and I said we, because I didn't want to say me, and I said, can we say this is a good, because it actually forms some kind of function if you have to send it and you have to use this gas to send it. And I said, I'm sure it doesn't work, right? Okay, that's fine. And I got a pause for about 10 seconds, ready to say, that was the stupidest idea I ever heard. And his response was, that's brilliant. And
so Steven Narioff, he thought it was a dumb idea himself. And they're just trying to literally come up with some way that they can say Ethereum's not a security when they all know damn well it is. That's what we're talking about here.
I think that could actually work. Spoke to some folks at the SEC. They actually they loved the idea. They thought that actually made a lot of sense. And that's the genesis of what's called today. Has somebody heard of what a utility coin?
Right. So they came up with enough BS. Now, TAIG also went and found out that Darren DeSoto accepts his donations in all these proof-of-work-based tokens and Ethereum. So he said, quick, someone send Representative Soto a unique amount of Ethereum, and we will find his wallet address on Etherscan and find out how much Ethereum he's received as donations. The Ethereum Foundation wrote their token taxonomy. Conflicts of interest? ? Good question.
So enjoy your day, everybody. I'm always here for you. Leave any comments or questions below, and be sure to subscribe. But thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you. Enjoy your day, and I always have your back. So thanks so much, everybody.